Alright, hello everybody, welcome to VRML. Sorry about that. Some way, somehow, my default audio got all switched up. So I was talking to the void. But, worry not, because now I'm here, and so is VRML, here with Week 7 in a match between Ding and Team Salty, about ready to begin. So on the casting booth today, I'm Palidore, doing the casting and the cams for you on Channel 1 here as we get ready to start the first round. Quick hello to Wolverine, Shadow D, and H2O, asking where the Pally Simps are at. Who knows? But over here will be the first joust underway. And off we go. So these two teams here, Ding, Team Salty, both super impressive and just getting better and better every week, it would seem, just with the meta play, the team play we're seeing from them. Right now it's amazing going for exactly that, but look at the dive from Mr. Christian. Denying that one, it's Steel Skydiver from right on the floor. Over to the barrier, but cut off again here. Team Salty, some good defense to start that one off. Interlock Studios, Guten Tag, welcome to the stream. Good to see Interlock here joining us today as we, well, so far are deadlocked. Interlocked at 0 apiece in this first minute. Could change here, though, with a pass to Amazing, but the angle a little bit less amazing. Definitely tough on that conversion. Nonetheless, it's going to stay here on this side of the floor, so going over to Swag War. And Swag trying to wage war as Amazing goes for a pass right back to him. But Swag War taking that, going to the backboard, Steel Skydiver. As the defense does dive down to get it back, unable to convert, so had several attempts at the goal there, but unable to convert, and this could hurt, but maybe not, because right on the approach, first up, it's Ding again. Another rebound, this time coming in way deep, but a rebound just the same. So a lot of opportunities being given here to the side of Ding. Salty Tuna Fish, though, trying to buy some opportunities for them. Get it? Opportunities. Over there, though, will be taken by Tortoise, and they've got some priorities here they need to get straight as they try to score as well, but couldn't get it. It's going to go to the midfield. It's going to be slung right back into the orange zone. Amazing is there as well as Super Buddy. And yet again, it'll just be a rebound here for Swag on the corner, on the Pac-Man, that is, as people do like to call that particular Geo, at least once upon a time. But maybe an offensive attempt. Here's a cross. And another one, but now another stun. Taken unawares there by the stacked defense. As some more clears go underway. Now contesting it, Swag as well as Salty Tuna. Tuna does manage to get it out of there as will be retained by Amazing. Now Tuna Fish with a disc. That's going to be a deep mail slot attempt there, a little high. But they're going to go for that rebound and get that at least for a moment. But a lot of stuns. There you go. Piling on the stuns one by one. Some PB&J. A lot of jam there. And the disc now. A little buttered up. That said, going through the midfield. We'll be right back again into the Team Salty side of the floor. But they're going to be first on the recovery here. So, really, everywhere on the floor but the place they wanted to be, which is to say inside that goal. Could it be? No. Barely missing the shot. Going to bounce right back to the awaiting hands of Amazing. So Ding, another possession attempt. That's going to float and bounce right back towards Team Salty. Now they sling it into the Ding side of the floor. And that's a pretty good-looking stack there, trying to collect the disc. And they do. Super Nerd right from below, and will just distribute to Salty Tuna Fish. And over from the root now. Just trying to gather that disc and send a very deep cross pass. So now positioning starting to take place. You can see the convergence of the offense as well as the defense, though. Playing some nice man-v-man there to cut them off once and twice. So Amazing gets the clear that time. And still yet a deadlock. 4 minutes in, but maybe off a bounce. Looking like a rebounded goal. And it does indeed go. There's 2 points favoring Ding to start us off here. Took a little while. Took some extra added effort. But, yeah, just a lot of back and forth. Some good defense being played for sure, as well as the stacks. I mean, just kind of nullifying each other almost. See Venom in there saying, "What's up, Pally?" What's up, Venom? Welcome to the stream. And that's going to just be over here on the rollout, that is, the defense trying to cause some turnovers. And it looks like they do. So Ding may be a chance to score twice here. We'll see. Now, that's going to be a deep fling. That's very, very close to making a goal. Maving recovering, however, and with a lot of time to spare. You can see that mid lane pile up really just all distracted amongst each other. Meanwhile, the disc gets worked up right onto the cloud and up the floor. Swag War with that disc, cross pass. It's going to be a tough catch. Almost had it. The goalie, however, Mr. Christian wisely diving out as Tuna takes it away and gets stunned in the process. But you know what? Might be fine. They got themselves a stack. They got themselves 2 stacks, in fact. So there's the double stack being ran, which is very good to see. Get double the stack, double the speed, and right now they're trying to go with double time and find a goal. Their first points still yet to be found, though. Someone called a lost and found. All right, there, though, the 2 teammates do find each other, already prepared to recover that disc before the clear, anticipating it. So nice job from Salty over there, Team Salty, that is. As Tortoise goes for that, again, just a deep heave into the back line. There will be recovered by Tuna, but will be stunned by Super Buddy. And an interesting back pass attempt there might not get them what they wanted. So kind of an unforced, perhaps, turnover. Could it cost them? No, because Steel Skydiver, very close to almost winding it into the own goal. But that was an excellent save and nothing unusual there. That was the case last week as well from Steel Skydiver. Watching a few of these matches, a very, very good goalie for sure. Now over there, it's going to be taken by Tortoise for Team Salty. And they're a team who, well, like their name implies, they are a team. They've been really over the weeks and over the streams, compared to, say, the first 1 or 2 times I've streamed them. Their team play is indeed getting better. They're getting faster. The cross passes are there much more often. They've had just, it's fun. Like I said, watching these teams advance on the leaderboards and improve that chemistry, the team play, all that good stuff. Now, granted, they have had a tough going of things for Team Salty the last week or two, losing a few games there, but they were close is the thing. They were not they were not just blowouts by any stretch. I mean, we're talking matches decided by single digits, as that one is going to go for Steel Skydiver, getting 2 more digits, and they have 4. And just as that happens, on that note, Team Salty did lose a player at some point. So, will be... Perhaps, there you go, the timeout as expected. And they're going to try and get their player back in. So, unfortunate results there, but at the same time, they're only down by 4, and that's pretty much no time at all. Or no difference too much, I should say. There's still 3 minutes left in the time here. I mean, 4 points, you can make up for that in a hurry. Going back to, again, some of the previous matches, and on that note, we got Tuna right back in the game. But I got to shout out Ignite again because... you guys won't see it on the stream, but for the casters, we certainly will. Ignite's made us a nice little caster's desk of sorts, which is to say just a nice stat page that kind of pulls some relevant stats and information there from both the game as well as their previous matches and stuff. And so that actually shows up for me on my end. And it's much easier for me to now kind of read off what's going on and things like that. So, on that note... Now when you start hearing more stats being rattled off by your casters, you know it's probably because of Ignite's always helpful additions to the streams. Now speaking of additions, we've got Mestic now joining in, so that's an interesting turn of events. I'm wondering maybe a sub situation. On that note, of course, if you do bring in sub players, rostered or otherwise, you still do want to make sure your one player leaves first before you drag the 5th person in for future reference, but being that we are in timeout for the moment, not too big of a worry, I suppose. Just kind of trying to get a look at the scoreboard here, see if there's any ping issues or what have you. But anyway, all right, so to the Twitch chat again, see a lot more people piling in there. Bird friend, my friend, and a seagull. I'm a seagull. No, you're a seagull. I'm Palidore. As well as Limiting Walnut. Careful, I think seagulls like things like you. Will be, well, I see Vercel Darastrix. That's a mouthful, but I like that name. Very interesting one. And we see National Agency in there. What's up? H2O pointing out timeout clock. Not actually new, it's just we don't always remember to use it on our end. I do more often these days, but I think the other casters maybe getting used to it still at times. But yes, got the little timeout there just to keep extra track. I try to do it when I can, but like I said, don't always remember to. If I'm doing cams exclusively, it's easier. All the buttons, all the buttons. I'm a Seagull asking, you're going to stream my team match, or it's Space versus Rogue? Yep, that's happening in about, what, hour and 20 minutes, so I'll be streaming that later on tonight. There is a match directly following this one, just as well as we got the round continuing here. That's going to be a backboard shot, maybe. Just bouncing and back astray to the bottom. Taken out here by Mr. Christian. Another very capable goalkeeper. Has had some very great and timely saves in some of the matches I've seen from Team Salty for sure. Now, a deep heave will bounce a couple times off that ceiling, off the back, and taken by Swagwar going to the midfield. 3 different players all in the area, but now it's just going to sail past all of them on that note and float right back there into the goal area as Mr. Christian takes that over. With the disc, it's Super Buddy looking for the nest pass. Amazing driving in, handoff, but a little strong on the delivery, so that's just going to wind up right back to the bottom of the floor where it's overtaken once and twice. A little pileup forming, but Steel Skydiver hiding, not finding the goal, but still finding some good positioning at the very least. All right, so people asking no game audio. How long has that been a thing? Yeah, so for some reason, seems like my settings got weirdly adjusted, which is strange because I didn't update anything. And yet my default values are not usually what they are. No idea. Let me see. Interception. How's that? Not bad. Thanks for keeping me in check there with ooh, what is this? Anyways, keeping me in check there with the properties. Not sure how all those settings got reset. My guess, as good as yours. But not bad. Over here, though, Team Salty with that disc going to get a clear. Still need to find a score. They have a minute and 17 seconds to do it. Super Nerd here trying to do just that. Oh, but saved out. A great grab. Steal in the area. And just a lot of great defensive plays we're seeing now between both of these teams. Whether it's some of the aggression near the bubble or whether it's inside the goal itself on these saves. Doing a wonderful job. Now, that said, Salty Tuna Fish trying to deliver it to Super Nerd. Super Nerd trying to go up for the pass here to Tortoise. Now, Tortoise backboards it and sends it right back out again. All right, so with that said, another clear 40 seconds left, and a comeback is looking all the more difficult here for Team Salty. Very low-scoring first round. But nonetheless, Salty Tuna Fish going over to Swagwar on the intercept. That's going to be deep into the blue lane. Super Buddy's there awaiting the disc. Gonna slap it really quick. Might have had a little bit of time, but maybe just thinking he didn't have too much. That's, of course, where the comms will come through. But nonetheless, will be a clear to the deep orange zone. Maybe a time for one goal, and that could still be a very good thing here for Team Salty. There it is. Super Nerd with the Super 3 to end this round. Tight corner, played it well. And so just like that, it ends on a 1-point match. Very, very close, lower scoring, very defensive. I mean, you had definitely a mix of those boosts end to end, but there was also a lot of moments where it's stuck on one end of the floor, a lot of brawling and all that exciting stuff. But yeah, will be the first round win going in favor of Ding here. And let me get that for you really quick. And also attempt to, in just a second, remind these teams to reset if they haven't already, which they have not. Oh, there we go. They got it right on time. Sorry about that silence. I was just trying to type out the teams in the Discord to make sure the time's at 10 minutes reset properly. And just about as I press enter, they had adjusted it themselves. So there you go. Teams are on top of it. Like to see it. And Princess saying, Locke's question. Do you know if we have affiliate links for sponsors, ProTube and stuff? I do not believe so. They provide prizes for us, but as far as like discounted links, which would be cool, not to my knowledge. Now over to round 2, about to begin here. Players coming on in. See interlock there. Oh, how come it didn't switch? Everything is just going all kinds of wrong. Anyways, now that said, interlock, the highlighted messages things. I've heard that a few times now the last few days. I just don't know. I mean, so someone gave me a push-up idea, hydration idea. I like the hydration part. The push-up thing I see as a little bit interfering with Cass. I don't know what to put for channel redemption points, you know? There's only so much. I think Skinny mentioned yesterday 10k points for face cam between rounds or something. But then that means I have to get all dressed up. We'll see, though. I'll figure something out. Nonetheless, the second round is underway here. Team Salty with the disc. Super Nerd losing it off that bounce and back to the hands here maybe of Super Buddy. Nope, it's Super on Super Violence. Now that is rude. But over here we'll be taken back by Swag War near that tunnel. We'll have time to work it up the floor and distribute there. So I like what he did there. Waited till the defenders kind of approached him, sent the pass over, and then had time to punch them out to delay it. And that's kind of one of the balances there as they try to find a nest pass up there to Super Buddy. Super Buddy will reset to Steel, and Steel just calmly over at the bow tie, finding that angle, drawing out the defense, but the defense now retreating, trying to play this, but losing the man there on the defense, and actually maybe passing up a shot there for Ding, and that could cost them. But nonetheless, they will get a rebound, so trying it again, and going for that is Mr. Christian. But definitely as a defense, this is what you definitely don't want to see happen. Have uncontested offensive players hanging on the nest or barrier, because you can rest well assured that those players are going to get that disc. And you know what? Salty Tuna did just that. It got the disc, got the dish. That's the first 2 for Salty's side. Limiting Walnut saying 20k to get to queue with a caster for a number of games. Oh, it's another one of those situations where I like the idea, but then that means I won't be casting games because I'll be playing. I haven't played Echo in a while. I mean, I miss it. I'd like to play, but at the same time, I definitely put, just personally, I don't speak for other casters. You know, a lot of casters on teams, obviously, but at least for me, you know, I put a lot of focus pretty much on exclusively casting. I only play video games in the off seasons, basically. When we're in season, I'm just casting or working on other league-related stuff. Right now for Team Salty, trying to work in some more points. Maybe force that round 3. Let's see. A lot of danger there. Salty Tuna driving in just on 3 defenders, essentially. And so you can see where on one end, oh my goodness, that almost went in for a self-goal. But nonetheless, you see on the Ding side, when Ding has been on offense, they're going for the back passes, trying to drag the defenders out. And that's what you want to see Team Salty try to get back to. So here it goes. They drag the defenders out. Now they find the cross pass, and this is how you get yourself a very advantageous goal. That said, the save from Steel Sky Diver. Continuing to show that the sky is the limit indeed for him and for his team. Right back at him again, though, crossing it over to the post. Cut off once more, this time by Swag War. So staggering defensive plays. Swaggering defensive plays. But just the same, it's rebound after rebound now for Team Salty. This is what Ding was doing in the first round, and yet here's Team Salty with another save, though. It's Steel Sky Diver. The Steel Sky Striver. And he is amazing there, throwing in nuts and bolts. Call him a screwdriver here when it comes to defending that goal. It's Super Buddy now, going to send it out, and now a chance for Ding to perhaps score. There's the boost. They got there first. They got the walk in. Easy does it. It's Swag War. And that battle is won, at least in this particular series of plays. The last 2 minutes, Team Salty, a lot of attempts. But Ding, save, save, and save. 60k pally wraps. Oh boy. Sure, as long as we keep it to like post matches, I suppose. Yeah, I could see that. Over here, though, we'll be taken out in the bubble. Kind of a long heave there. It's tied up. 5.5 minutes left here in the second round. So Team Salty doing a good job to score first earlier on, but now trying to put maybe a little bit of a slowdown in and not give a chance for Ding to find their momentum or regain it, I suppose, because a lot of round one was spent with Ding just getting a lot of rebounds and a lot of those good team plays, that is to say. So you don't want to see them starting to find that same rhythm again. Could be dangerous. Right there, a long cross pass and will be cut off nicely, but rebounded just the same. So a reversal really in this round. I mean, Ding is doing a fantastic job defending a lot of these crosses, a lot of these shots. But the problem is the clears, because in the clear, it's super nerd. Vision very, very clear on that one. Salty Tuna Fish, the assist. And that's 4 points, Team Salty. Nicely done to just really have to battle for this one through all of that heavy, heavy defense. They're playing well. Then let's see what else. Other ideas in there, Twitch chat. 50K guest commentator. That can be very, very dangerous depending on who it is. No call-outs, of course. Could also be very, very entertaining, though. Over here, we'll be down low on the pass, Super Buddy, to Amazing. Amazing with the disc and sending it right back to the nest. Salty playing some aggressive defense here, really approaching all the QBs. Now, that's going to be cut off by Salty, and gets it through. Is the tuna fish, that is, and trying to tune up for maybe another few points. We'll bounce a few different places, however, so leaving the hands a bit awkwardly, but a lot of time to spare. They have a pass, they have a three. Either way, they need to get rid of this one. Going for a cross-pass attempt, so maybe a little miscommunication on exactly what they're doing. That could have put them up by some more digits, and that would have been very, very good for them to see here in the last third of round two. That said, they still have a chance walking up the floor all by his lonesome. It's Steel Skydiver, the save on Mr. Christian. Crossing him out there with yet another cancellation. Unbelievable defense from Steel. Now Super Buddy is going to walk it in, or drive it up, I should say, on the offensive players. They're going to get rid of that too. But Cruisin saying nice save, and yeah, exactly. You know, when Cruisin compliments your save skills, it means something. When I do it, it's just whatever. But yeah, Cruisin giving the compliments, and that is what? So far, 3 saves. I feel like he has more. But they've all been really, really nice ones. Head on. Can he do it again? Oh, they do. That one might have been off the head. I couldn't really tell. But either way, the defense has just been staggering for Ding. Now Salty, Team Salty, that is, have the disc back. So for as great as the defense of Ding has been, the problem is they just aren't able to get the rebounds and the recoveries. So you're giving Team Salty an incredible amount of opportunities. They're going to go in again, and maybe only getting that through as Steel wags his fingers. Only getting that through perhaps because Steel was finally stunned, and that is, I suppose, the way to do it. Because if he's left unstunned, uncontested, that disc is getting saved over and over, it feels like. I will say for Team Salty's side, doing a great job here for being persistent. I think when they're walking it in on Steel, because Steel's been doing a great job. But I think for Team Salty, you want to start seeing them doing what a lot of the, you see at the high level where there are so many great goalies, multiple ones in fact. Want to start prioritizing the shot placement, going, painting the corners of the goal, and going for the direct center off of the dived goalies with Super Buddy. But you'll definitely see at the higher and higher levels when players are driving it in, they're very conscious not to throw it into the center of mass of the goalie, right around this area. They're always trying to hit the, top or bottom corners, or any corner really. The main point is you're trying to throw it the furthest away and the most difficult to grab places. Because if you throw it anywhere near that goalie's, hands, their chest, a lot of the times, especially for these good ones, they're just going to undo all your efforts. But that said, it's a 2-point match. There's 1 minute and 15 seconds left, and this is the second round. So we'll be passed off here to Steel. Steel maybe trying to tie it up. Could it be? Yes, sirree. It's Steel Skydiver 20. And he is absolutely lighting it up. Ding is lighting it up. Ding is tying it up, and now they are vying for the final minute here of round 2. Maybe trying to come back and upset Team Salty, after Team Salty has been in the point control for pretty much this entire 10 minutes. So for Team Salty, priority here is control. Don't lose that disc. And if they can, take the last shot. Worst case, you have an OT. But the main thing, go for a high-quality shot, high-percentage shot. don't leave too much time on the clock for Ding to come back and score again, if possible. That said, being scored there with a stun that is recovered by Tortoise. Tortoise! And he contorts it for the goal, and it's 8-6, Team Salty. And that was Tuna Fish to Tortoise at that. So, Team Salty being the team they are, and they're going to force this third round. Love to see it, of course. So, with that said, we'll go to scores screen. Give me just a moment to find my hydro, not the team, but the bottle. And I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was also informing the teams, that is to say, Universe 7 and Team Loki, as they are scheduled to be streamed here at the top of the hour. Sorry for the quietness. But, if Princess is still in there, she can verify. I am awful at talking to the Twitch chat and trying to tag teams in the Discord at the same time. The amount of blunders I've had as of late, I don't even want to talk about it. Anyways, nonetheless, I communicated with them to their teams. If they want to wait, they can. And if they don't, that's cool. But yeah, so Team Loki, Universe 7 may be up next, hopefully. But for now, round 3 here of Team Salty and Ding. And that's a good pass to score first. And starting round 3 the same way they ended it. Salty Tortoise, Salty Tuna Fish assisting each other for some goals. 2 points. Interlock asking, what's my favorite video game of all time, not including Echo Arena? See, I know it's biased. I would choose Echo, at least as multiplayer goes. Single player games, I'll have to get back to you on a definitive one. Multiplayer-wise, though, that's pretty easy. I would put Echo first, but I would, beyond that, put up Team Fortress 2, followed by Overwatch, probably followed by Guild Wars 2. No, Guild Wars 1, that is. And, yeah, that about covers it. Over here, though, covering on the defense in the midfield. Nice job getting it over to Super Buddy. Might just have a one-on-one walk and goal. And Super Buddy gets it through. That's a tie-up. And nicely done to just bring it right back. And again, consistent with this game so far, it's been neither team able to really get too much separation. Maybe 1 or 2 goals, but that's about it. All right, so on this launch, Mr. Christian linked up there with Tortoise, trying to find the passover. A little bit bouncy and not quite what they wanted it to be. That said, that 3 would have been exactly what Ding wanted. They are going to get the recovery. Rebounded here by Steele. Steele, a soft hand up to Swag, but trying to tag the bottom corner of the goalpost, perhaps. Will underarm it, but miss. That said, look at the tap passes right here. So calm, concentrated, collected, but cool. It's Mr. Christian, taking them to school defensively with a nice grab himself. So nullifying that attempt, it's as if, I mean, again, unstoppable force, immovable object. Let's see if they can get it through. Another tap pass over, this time missing a Maving. Steele trying to collect that disc, and that's going to bounce right back into the hands of Tortoise, who slaps it out. But that was mighty congested. That could have gone either way. Super intense here on the defense. Not really giving any time, not giving any space. But all right, Super Nerd sending it over to Tuna Fish. Tuna going up high there to Salty Tortoise. They've been assisting each other the last several minutes on a lot of these plays, doing a good job for that 2-man game. That said, being stunned and tamed. It's going to be taken back, though, by Tuna. Can you tame a Tuna? I don't know, but you can't tame this guy, Steel Sky. He is amazing. And right now, it is just a flurry of defensive plays after defensive plays for both of these teams. Neither one wanting to concede a single thing. But both teams certainly impressing on the stream and on Channel 1 for these, 40-some viewers. So Mr. Christian now sending it over, but will be intercepted by Swagwar. Going for that bouncer, will just be loose off the wall, but losing it. Not at all. It's Swagwar kissing it off the backboard, and it's 4-2 for Ding. Yeah, really nice game so far. Fun to watch. Incredibly competitive. Again, neither team, as of yet, able to pull ahead by more than a goal or two. It's been a lower scoring on the whole, but do not mistake that for boring. It's not, because you're seeing some fantastic defensive plays over and over and over again. You're seeing persistent rebounds. I mean, they're showing up here, both of these teams tonight, to kind of kickstart our streams for the evening. We will have some on, of course, Channel 1 here, as well as Channel 2. Sir Dimwee and Nightfire are casting a game probably starting right about now over on Channel 2. And will be for the next couple hours, so same with me. Right now it'll be Steel Sky trying to find Super Buddy. Super Buddy up high to Swagwar. Swagwar, the delivery softly, the passing. Very precise and very patient, controlled. You're seeing a lot of these passes here from Ding. They're just, some of them are tap passes, granted, but I mean, even those are still very, very under control. They're not looking, they're not rushed ones. You know, sometimes you have these slap passes, these slap clears where just they come off with a lot of heat, 19 meters a second basically, and just really difficult to wrangle or catch or predict. But no, a lot of these quick passes and taps from Ding, they've been controlled, they've been soft, they've been calculated and sent with intentions. Now, that said, there's Super Buddy with some cruel intentions, no doubt. They want to score, they want to push their lead up by 4, maybe even 5 if they can, but no. Instead, high-fiving, rather, the forehead, so head-butting, and just taking it out of there into the left lane, the orange zone. It's going to be scored. It's going to be tied, of course. It is destined to be in this round, in this series. Salty Tortoise gets the score. There's 4 minutes and 36 seconds left in this round and in this series. Barring overtimes, of course. Could go a little bit longer. We'll see. Pyro's saying, love how Ding backs it out to open up their plays, scramble the defense. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what the back passes and that kind of passing game will get you. That's the purpose, right? Because if you have 4 defenders inside a bubble that you're trying to score in, that's 4 defenders that are just bothering you at every angle you try to pass. It can be hard to maneuver without getting stunned or stolen from, right? But if you do have these back out plays where you try and drag out the defenders and maybe open up a lane, as long as your passing play is precise, maybe as precise as the shot, but no, unable to hit that one. Unfortunately for them, but look at this, a rebounded attempt, and that is going to be absolutely in. Doesn't want to miss it twice. Steel Sky Diver, assisted by Swag. But yeah, see, once you get the defense off balance and outside of the bubble a little bit, you can't open up the lanes, so as long as your execution is good from the passing standpoint, and you make sure the person initiating the bubble offense maybe is your best passer, you can definitely open up those lanes to those nice crosses and just work in your offense nice and calm, not have to worry about being immediately stunned or stolen from, as is the case when you have a lot of players in there. Now, that said, some dropouts occurring again, maybe possibly. I don't think my eyes are deceiving me, so we are missing a Salty player. Now we got Mestic in the game. Not sure when that happened. But we see them coming through the tunnel right there just then. Interesting. Okay, well, that happened. So we got to... Oh, God, this is what can't happen. So note to the 2 teams here, or specifically to Team Salty. You cannot ever, ever, ever have 5 players in the arena, especially when the game is live. Ever, ever. Anyways, over here, it's going to be taken by Salty Tortoise. And will be Swagwar trying to get it back. This... Okay, anyways, I'm not in position to moderate right now, so it will be over to the bow tie, but they really need to drop someone ASAP because that is not okay. Anyways, over here it's going to be taken up high, taken by Amaving. Amaving sending it through the tunnel, and that's going to go right deep into the bubble. Taking it out, maybe, will be grabbed eventually by one of these Salty players. And now Super Nerd with that disc. So Super Nerd backing it out here, going to just try and... Actually, there you go. Okay, I was wondering, because they were starting to slow it down. I was wondering if a rematch was about to occur. So, not sure what's happening there. I mean, ultimately no harm done. There weren't any scores that occurred in that time period, but just make extra sure, because I know there wasn't any negative intentions behind that. I don't believe that, but it's more so to prevent any situations where something happened, someone scored on, and then the other team will say, well, they had 5 players on the floor, that's illegal, they were coaching or observing this and that. So, not that it was the occasion on this match, because I don't think it was, but it's just preventative measures so we don't get those situations where people, file complaints understandably. And then it makes things a little bit weird. But anyway, all right. So that being said, the player did leave and no scores were happened. Were happened. My grammar. Unbelievable. Anyways, no scores had happened, and we're good to go as, well, maybe. So I can't help but wonder if it was a ping thing and they're maybe trying to address that, or... Because that's the second time we've seen an extra player come in for Team Salty, seemingly randomly, off of these drops. I'm not really sure what's happening with that exactly, but... In any case, whatever it is, timeout was set, and teams are, I think, readying up or about to, just setting up the clocks and whatnot. And Princess saying in the chat, as well as the League org channel, I see there from Buchibo, they're cool with waiting. So, sweet. We'll be going directly to that next match then. A couple minutes after this concludes. We'll switch it up pretty fast. That said, Team Salty, they need to act fairly fast to score here. Been playing very well. These last couple rounds especially, super persistent, 1,000,001 rebounds it seems like, even on these shot attempts, with amazing ding defense. Salty has been so persistent. That said, the long cross pass will be cut off by Super Buddy, and that is one of the risks that you do see with the long crosses, is that they are easy for a good defense to dive out on. So cross passes are great, but if they're coming out too slow or from too far away, proper defense will dive on those, and Ding has been doing a great job all game defensively doing things just like that, cutting off the crosses or cutting off the goals. Now into the orange zone. Maybe an opportune time to score here. Tie it up again. Will it be the shot? Indeed, Mr. Christian gets it through somehow, and they aren't missing. That is a tie. There's 1:20 left or so, and could it be that OT on the way soon or nothing else? A very tight finish. We're guaranteed something special in this last minute of play. So, craziness unfolding here in this game. Super entertaining, super close. Swagor, they're trying to go for a super play, a super highlight. I've said that way too many times now, but I can't help it because this has just been exactly that, a super game. Right now, driving it in, and it will be for Super Buddy, making me say it one more time, assisted by Amaving, swinging around that corner post, making the absolute most of their late game plays. That's clutch. That's 8-6. But there is still 36 seconds left for Team Salty to make something happen. Let's see. So we're looking at maybe OT, maybe a game winner, who knows. 26 seconds on the rollout. Mr. Christian trying to direct traffic a little bit. Now that's a deep pass there. Some good defense. They need to be careful here. Getting rid of it. Diving out. There's the defense from Ding. Oh, but it's going to be captured. No, by Steele. Steele diving out. The dives have been incredible here for Ding. Amazing on the defense. The clears, however, not through. That's a deep cross over to the backboard. Could it be Salty Tortoise getting stuck, but going to the barrier and getting saved out by Swagwar with a big mid-lane interception and slap. And that will conclude the game. Big defensive plays from Ding to claim themselves this third round victory by the narrowest slice. Fantastic match. Happy to say. 8-6. Gonna go to the round screen real quick, give you a look at the scores, the stats, and I am going to momentarily divert myself and get set for the next match, which was a little bit late, so teams are waiting. But there's your stats. Don't mind me. I'm going mute. 7. Need invites. Pretty please. Okay, there we go. So, these teams were waiting. I just didn't have an invite, as you might have heard. But I'm in now. That's what matters. So, appreciate these teams for waiting. Happy to get them streamed. Happy to be back here on VRML Channel 1 with all you guys here on this Friday, leading into the weekend, leading into Week 8, just a few days. Where is the time gone? Where's the season gone? It's been fun, though. Welcome Ooga Booga to the chat. Cyanide in there as well, saying creepy at my comments earlier, I suppose. Welcome back. Good to see you guys. Pyro in there saying both teams played amazingly. Yeah, that was, again, for a lower scoring matchup, there was no part of that was ever dull. That was very fun. There were some incredible plays in that last matchup between Ding and Salty, Team Salty. So, good watch. Good watch. Interlock Studios asking, where did I get my name? So, for me, if you haven't seen one of my articles, I wrote a couple for V-Respawn a couple of years ago. If you happen to want to get to know a little bit about me more, but in essence, I think for the name part, pretty sure I answered that in one of the interviews or articles. I got it from my gramps, actually, my grandpa. So I've been gaming my whole life, and a lot of that, well, all of it was influenced by my grandpa. You know, earliest memories as a child was me, sitting with him and playing stuff on, the PlayStation and PC or even the DOS. Talking about old platforms there, but oh yeah. Anyway, one of his favorite games and one of my favorite games to play / watch when I was, I don't know, 8 years old, 9, something like that. Baldur's Gate, one of the grandfathers of RPGs in the gaming world, and so I'd watch him play it. His main character, he named it Palidore. I liked it. I took it. And now I've been Palidore kind of ever since. But it's part of who I am, and kind of an homage to my good old grandpa as well. Lifelong gamer, got me into gaming. He still plays games all the time. He's hardcore addicted to Civilization 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 for that matter. Got him into that years ago, and, well, the rest is history. More ways than one. And he does love VR as well. But yes, these teams have been pinged. They're able to start as they please. Not sure what the delay is or isn't, but they were pinged. I think maybe they're dealing with some sort of issues, or not sure. Sounds like maybe a controller thing. I don't know. But yes, in the meantime, just waiting and chatting and chilling. Princess pointing out Wander and Wonder on the same team. Yup. Although, not actually playing today. One of them aren't. They do have that 6-person roster, so this time a little bit of reprieve because in the last couple of times I've streamed Loki over here. There's definitely been a lot of confusion. Is it any wonder as Wander wanders down the floor, and that shot was a wonderful thing. But yeah. Interlock saying, tried to get my grandpa to play VR, but he didn't do so well. Yeah, he was. My grandpa definitely. He loves VR. He loves shooters as well, like zombie games, Arizona Sunshine, Dead something or other. One of the ones. Oh yeah, by the way, to answer your earlier question, I gave you my favorite multiplayer games of all time, but favorite single-player games of all time. I'd put both Elder Scrolls 4 and 5 on there, Oblivion and Skyrim. Morrowind was a little bit before not before my time, but before I started playing games like that. It was out, I just never played it, so I don't have that same kind of attachment. But yeah, Elder Scrolls games are up there. Both the Red Dead Redemption games are up there, including 2. I played Red Dead Redemption 2 over the off season between pre-season 1 and season 1. And despite whatever criticisms that I heard beforehand, I loved it. That was one of the best gaming worlds and stories I've ever played through. Really loved it. So much so that I still see clips and things here from RDR2 on occasion, like on Twitter, Reddit, whatever, and I'll get a little bit of good feels in the heart, and sad feels in the heart. You know how it is. So just trying to listen to the player comms right here and just making sure. Sounds like now they're readying up, I think. So. Going through the process of issue solving for a little while for something or other. But on that note, you no longer have to hear me talk about my life because we got something even more exciting. That is to say, Echo Arena ready to start here. Universe 7 versus Team Loki. Booga Booga saying, have I played Cuphead? I have not. Now, it looks gorgeous. I love the art style of that. The whole old-timey cartoons and such. Looks like a great game. I've watched some gameplay and stuff like that. Very difficult, it seems like, but yeah, something that I'll play one day. But only so much time in the world, you know how it is, and that's okay with me. Over here, though, first launch is going to start Wander with a disc for Team Loki. And let me mute those comms for you. And back to the midline here. It's going to be taken back by Itachi going through. That's going to bounce low, bounce high, going to go pretty close to the goal, maybe in danger of a rebounded goal. Oscador there getting stunned out, however, as it's slapped over to Itachi. Now, trying to find the passover, the slap over maybe. That's going to bounce off the bottom. The wedge, Wander with that disc. And it will be sent right through to maybe the awaiting hands of that stack. Really nice job just to pin it down and walking it right in. It's a dream. Life is but a dream. Universe 7. They got the first couple points. See, Pyro Games also in there saying, love Elder Scrolls games. Skyrim VR is awesome. Yes, it is. I think those kind of games are super important for VR. You know, even if they're not made for VR per se, it's still super important for the platform and things like that. I spent a lot of time in Skyrim VR literally just sitting under trees on rainy days and observing the beauty of nature. That said, Itachi here, the beauty of the backboard shot. Off that touch, 3-point goal, in fact. That's 1 point up now for Loki. So Universe 7 going to be out the joust advantage here, 2 minutes into the game. And see what they do on the rollout. Will be Matt with the disc, or actually Black Sun Goku, not bad, as they go for the pass to Matt, right at the floor. Matt trying to cross it over, a bit of a tough catch, that'll be off the mark. Will bounce into the corner now, taken over by Oscador. Oscador trying to slap it as well, and just contesting those players. You can see the brawls going on this side of the floor. Meanwhile, over in the tunnel, an easy collection by Matt. Now going to bounce it over, but another one of those tough catches will just be slung right through the mid zone and out into the orange. Now it will be the lightly boosted players coming on through, getting a couple regrabs in there, but grabbing it out is a 007. The name that makes casters sound like they're talking with a lisp. But hey, he's on my list of names that I like. Oscador, same thing here. Part of the Door family, of course, in a sense. Oscador, Palidore, well, right there it's Wander trying to go for the pass back to Oscar. Door. And don't ask. But over here, no love lost on the shot. Itachi from Oscador, and they got the 5-point score to 2. So advantage back over to Loki, Team Loki. And then back to the joust advantage now for them. H-Money in there saying, I'm a goalie. Yeah, me too. I'm a goalie Goran now. Golan Gory? But over here, it's Itachi with the clear, and it will be the recollect by Bushibo. Oh, and gets it through. How about that? 8 meters out on the 2, so unfortunately wasn't able to get that extra point, but still found the bottoms, and that's all that matters. See Aiden VR in the chat. Hi, Palidad. Hi, Aiden's son. What? I don't know, but welcome to the stream. Good to see you. How are you doing today? These teams trying to make the dream work, trying to make the bone work, I guess, according to the Twitch. That's going to be slung into the deep end, but Bushibo. Or is it Buchibo or Bushibo? Hope I'm getting the pronunciations correct on that. But it will be taken back by Dream. Dream eyeing down the midfield and eyeing the stack as well. Rebound here, but punched out. That was a nice stun from Wander on Goku. Of course, you don't want to make Goku mad. You just might go Super Saiyan. But nonetheless, taking it back as Dream, and that's going to be sailing to the bottom of the floor. There's a couple players there going to meet at about the same time. It's Goku having it stolen, though, by Itachi. So taken by Dream here. Aiden saying it's... Well, that doesn't help me at all. Bushibo. I don't know, but they will go for a roll-up on the floor. Dream stun and taking it right back again. Trying to jump over, but not enough hops in the step, it seems. But all right. So Bushibo with a... Or Itachi, rather, getting stunned out. Now with a disc slung over. Look at that grab from Black Sun Goku. Indeed, blacking out the sun and striking hot. Will be 4 points now on the board for Universe 7. 7 on the board for Team Loki. And H1 is saying, ice is bye-bye. Well, that's a rip. I did actually see that. Sorry to see it. Are you guys... I guess I won't ask, but I saw you guys are league subs for now. Are you planning on staying that way, or maybe looking for new teams? I know roster locks are soon and whatnot, so maybe it's a super secret. It can be another one of those teams that creep up out of nowhere to suddenly throw a wrench in the mix, kind of like Mayhem or Synapse with their changes, or a lot of little changes here and there on the teams this season, especially here on the Americas side and OC. Over here, though, oh, he sees it. It's Goku with a great grab, but the clear not there. Still yet, though, the saves coming on in. We saw some amazing saves in that last match as well. But over here will be taken by Dream. Dream trying to spin around and convert on a shot. Now losing the disc a couple times, trying to gather it. Finally finding it is Bushibo. Now over to the midfield. There is one there. That's Goku again with another grab here at mid lane. Now spreading out the floor. You can see nice positioning for the players trying to all approach the goal about the same time. Trying to offer themselves some angles. There's the cuts. Has a chance, but now being cut off. And Wander took his chance to dive on that offensive player. Does cause a turnover at least briefly, but taken right back by Matt. So undoing all of that, and now Wander with the disc here, looking for a clear through the left lane, knowing that it was exposed and free from midline defenders. A good leech here being taken by Dream. So Dream showing some great mobility. Did you see those redirects to collect that disc? Just really phenomenal mobility being shown by Universe here. But that said, Wander, they're going to go for a goal, but missing it, rebounding it, and trying to evade Dream on the defense, it seems. Being stunned, however, and having it grabbed back is Dream with a disc, and intercept now to Buchibo. Now that's going to be a bow tie sling. Taken here by Oscador. And now they'll work it right back into the zone, the scoring zone here. Got some positions out here, players. The nice pass attempt, but a little bit miscommunicated maybe on that cross. They'll still rebound it, though, so no harm done. And Buchibo with that disc. You can see 007 here on the defense, really ping-ponging between the players, trying to defend it well. That said, goal is exposed enough for a walk-in, but not making the shot, trying to paint that upper corner. And those are the dangers of going against capable goalkeepers, right? As you always want to try and prioritize hitting those top, bottom, and side corners, not throwing it into the middle of the goal. But as a result, you will see those dings from time to time. Over there, that just slings right by the awaiting hands-up double. And Itachi with a clear attempt. They're going to bounce a few different places before eventually finding the side wall, and more boost going on through. So a lot of disarray as this disc just goes side to side, but kind of sticking on this side of the floor for the last minute or so. Now Matt with a pass forward, but not finding anyone. Nobody home. So it will be a game of boost potentially here. I mean, that disc is a little bit faster than that midfield player, so we'll open up the goal for a score. Couldn't find the home, and the second attempt just the same. The third attempt will be off again as well, so a few rush shots here. Team Loki, however, they are in control point-wise, but a few missed opportunities there on that side could be damaging, depending. We've got a minute, 17 seconds left. You know, you're going to get back into the goal. I think important thing here, especially in the final minute for Team Loki, do not let them score a 3. So with this case, you're going to have to make Universe 7 score twice. See if they can. That's just going to be off, hitting no one's hands. Right back again. Past 1 and 2 midfielders, but Maddie at the mid will get that disc right back, sling it over to Goku. Goku has the passing option, had to kind of last minute fling it to the barrier, so it was going to make it a very tough catch. That said, getting it right back is Dream. Now Dream goes over and out, up into the awaiting hands there of Matt, but slung out by Wander. So 37 seconds left, and with a one shot here, they can indeed close off this round. It's going to go off the backboard, rebounded. Oscador through the door, now closes that door for this first round score, 9-4. And oh my. So 22 seconds left. There is time for another score potentially, but no more comeback in store. So we'll be Team Loki after a lot of struggle. And it was a struggle there in the last minute or so for both of these teams. It kind of got just all kinds of disarray and chaotic, which does happen in Echo to any team, any minute-to-minute basis. But yeah, luckily for Loki, you know, a few missed goals there towards the end did not cost them. They were still able to hold strong and stave off the side of Universe 7 to take away round 1. All right, so going to the scoreboard there. Ooga Booga saying, bars, he's sicko. Yeah, I guess you owe me 60K channel points or something. I don't know. That wasn't really that barful. Is that a word? It was okay. But let's see. Pulling up the stats there, though, it was 2 points apiece for Goku as well as Dream. Dream doing a lot of good work positioning-wise. I mean, it doesn't reflect in the stats necessarily, but I just want to point it out because he was playing some pretty good midfield play, and just mobility-wise, he was in the right places. He was going for some nice boosts and leeches off of players while still being disciplined and, you know, not getting too caught up in the forcing stuns or just forcing things like that. So nice job on that end. 1 save for Matt as well as 7 stuns. We had 007 with an assist, a steal, 22 stuns. Over on the side of Loki, you had Wander coming through with the 18 stuns as well as the steal and 2 saves. Oscador, a couple points, an assist, a save, and 12 stuns. Itachi with 5 points, 1 assist. 9 stuns in there, as well as Buchibo with 2 points, 1 assist, 1 save, 4 stuns. So, well done on their part. You can see, for these teams, I mean, on the side of Loki, they're fighting here to get that positive win-loss record kind of in the books, if possible. Going up by 1, be a 7-6 record. I mean, they've had a very nice season so far, but of course, especially as we get later and later on into it, you just want to see if you can pull ahead a little more, start getting more wins and losses, and, end the season strong these last 2.5 weeks now. Of the regular season, of course. Then we got our postseason goodness and championships and whatnot. But yes, and then over on the side of Universe 7, so as you can see for them, quite successful, granted in a lower amount of games played total. They had their first match at the end of July. July 28th was their first one. And so far, they've been impressing. Winning every single match by decent margins as well. But this matchup right here versus Loki, Team Loki. Their toughest matchup so far, perhaps. It's showing, lower scoring. And for that matter, they did drop the round. So will be an interesting story to follow there and just see if they can come through and kind of show off what they've been putting together over this past three weeks or so. Thunder Ragnarok in the chat there saying Universe takes this in 3. Oh, whoever takes it, I'm always hoping for a 3, but you guys know that. 3 rounds, that is. Minimum wage match, cheering for the same, it looks like. Also, if you're wondering about this current delay, yeah, there was a restart. One of the players for Team Loki had dropped out. Doesn't count as a tech timeout because it is between rounds, so teams are free to take up to 5 minutes if either team wants between any given round, and it's all good. So we're just kind of waiting for the return of, as I say that actually, we do get the return of Oscador. He was the one who dropped, so I can only assume we're going to be starting again pretty soon with round 2. But anyway, so to throw back the question, though, earlier on, kind of got caught up because the game started, but over to Interlock, what's your favorite games? Single player or multiplayer, either or, but you got mine. What about yours? VR or otherwise, too. Doesn't matter. A lot of good stuff out there, and like I said, lifelong gamer, but these days don't get a chance to play too much. Not that it's a complaint, but keeping busy. So once it comes time for off season and things like that, I'll have a little time to get into a new game. And what that game is, I'm not sure yet, but it'll be something. So I'm always looking for new stuff to play. But it's kind of funny. You say to yourself growing up as a kid, as a teen, young adult even, you say, hey, I'm never going to be like that. I'm never going to get to the point where I don't know everything going on in gaming. I don't know all the new releases and the hot games and things like that. Because I was always on top of that stuff, obsessively. But now I've gotten to that point. It's like I don't know what's new anymore, it seems like. I'm missing out, man. But either way, not missing out on the disc. It's Buchibo with a clear. That's going to be sent straight through into the orange zone. First boost here. Both teams a little bit slow to gather that initial one, and now a few overshoots. But that said, getting the disc back off of a nice stun there was Buchibo, trying to buy some offense for his team to start off here. Good pass off to Itachi, and eats up the goal for the 2. Team Loki, first on the board in the second round. Thunder asking for a Fall Guys stream. Now, see, that one I am aware of by some chance. And I've seen, yeah, a lot of people, including Echo people, have been playing that lately together. I've seen and heard. Looks fun. That definitely might be something I picked up. I did see Battle Brothers was also on sale today. It just had a DLC release, so I may get into Battle Brothers. It's been on my wish list forever. But over here, on the wish list, no doubt, for Universe 7 is to score a couple more. A little bit of a flourish there from Dream, and why not? Walks it right in on the goalie off of the most gentle 360 you'll see. And gets the goal as a result. So about a minute 20 in, and it's tied 2 apiece here in the second round. And maybe for Universe 7, able to take this and start finding their rhythm again. You always got to wonder as well, because mentioning Universe 7, a newer team to VRML here, only 2 or 3 weeks old to the Season 2. And their second stream overall, so you got to wonder, maybe some of it too. Just kind of working into the rhythm of a stream. I know early on for most players, I would dare say, as a nice cutoff goes there from Goku. You know, for most players, it takes getting used to being on stream at first. You know, a little bit of extra nerves at play, and you're thinking about it a little more. Of course, you know, with the 40 or so viewers hopping in, it's a thing. It's a thing. But that said, Universe 7 has had a lot of success in these non-stream games leading up to this one. So they're trying to come out and impress, and so far they are, despite the fact that they did not win that first round. It was still a very close one. We're seeing some very nice competition here between these two teams, just back and forth. Buchiba with a disc, though, and Team Loki, who have been streamed a good handful of times. You know, continuing just to show that progression as they do progress on the orange side of the floor. So grabbing that disc, it's Dream. Dream taking that and sending it down. You can see that backline stack. I like that from Universe 7, even though they didn't actually end up getting the disc. But you see that a lot from the best teams, and especially in Europe for the longest time. America's now kind of doing the same, but before it used to be, you know, Europe so heavily prioritizing the stacks, and they would be so immediately prepared after every clear. Before clears go out, they're already ready to go on the boost. Now that said, boosting in, it's Dream, and claiming another couple points for his team, just off of that rebounded bounce from Goku. So 4-2, and Universe 7 looking to pull through in this round here. Interlock saying, you only play VR games now, but most fun you've had was Minecraft, and that's your all-time favorite. Oh yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would say the same. Right now, though, going for an open lane. Ooh, the placement on that one, nearly dinging out, but Dream was still able to eke it in, and that's a open shot. Universe 7, they're feeling absolutely great in this round now. That is, I mean, already their scoring output is better than it was in the first round. They scored 4. Now they're up to 7, and only 4 minutes off the clock, so that's really good news for the side of Universe 7. Kind of bad news for Team Loki, because the side of being down by 5, they're also down a player here, it seems. So that is unfortunate, but they're going to try their best here to maneuver it through if they can. That being said, as far as I'm aware, I mean, they do have a tech timeout they're able to use. In any case, they're just going to try and... Uh-oh. Oh, that is extra rough. Now they might have just lost a second player. Maybe just hitting the Oculus button. I'm not sure, because he's still kind of in it. Whatever's going on, though, that is super unfortunate, because that may result in the goal. Was a good look initially there. But will be taken back now on the rebound by Dream. Dream is going to work it up the floor from that side wall. Wander trying to approach that offensive player. Dodging through. Dream has just been super crafty in this maneuvering. Look at that. Seems very in control despite all the jukes that he's throwing in there. It's one thing to be able to juke. It's one thing to be able to juke and make it look casual. And that is what Dream is doing. Doing some nasty things right now. That said, even worse yet, though, as a score is about to go through for double. Team Loki dropping out, indeed, their second player. So a timeout definitely going to be necessary, because bottom line, you do need 3 players, rostered players, playing on in a match at all times. So this is a case where I'm not sure, maybe the teams aren't familiar with the rules set, but this by the books is no longer valid and shouldn't be continue to be played. That said, they do get Itachi joining right now, so maybe okay. That said, ducking on through, it's Dream has a player attached, and they're just gonna dump it on in, eyeing the goal. Not happy about that, and don't blame them. Not the turn of events that Team Loki wanted. Kind of a rough going of things. Now again, unless I'm forgetting something by the by, I think they still do have a tech timeout available, because they did take a reset between rounds, but as long as the 5 minutes is after a round ends, so like between rounds 1 and 2, that doesn't count as a tech timeout no matter who initiates it. So maybe unaware, and you know, that's kind of up to the players to be familiar with the rules in that sense. Of course, I could just be crazy and be forgetting maybe a timeout was taken. Who knows? Either way, that goal is going to be exposed, not converted on the shot. Now, grabbed here by Itachi. They're still going a man down. You have Wander in the goal. Not wanting to wander too far, just knowing that they have the disadvantage on numbers, and definitely don't want to give up threes if they can. But that said, with 3 minutes left, they do definitely need to put on some scores if they can. It will be a tough going of things, but they need to attempt here fairly soon. But now into the blue zone. Going to be picked up, looks like, off that stack probably, oh, never mind, a little bit of an overshoot there, so Oscador gets the disc back, and, you know, all things considered, doing a pretty good job being down the player. But that missed pass will bounce awkwardly off the barrier and into eventually Itachi's hands. Now going through it to the intercepted hands here of Dream. Dream just juggling, having a very, very good game so far and showing some thorough skills on offense, especially. Goku there couldn't find the offense, but Dream certainly does. Says, hey, you want to assist me? All right, I'll take it. Dream happy to get some more points on the board. That's 13-2 in the second round for Universe. See Hecken in there saying Dream is Oculus Sator Jr. Maybe, but yeah, see a lot of those jukes, a lot of that steez, but at the same time looking very controlled and calm. It's kind of like me if I tried in Echo, not Echo so much, but for instance in basketball, if I tried doing crossover moves and things like that. Just as liable to tangle myself up as much as the opponent. That said, Dream here going for the behind the back fling, so indeed trying to go for a little bit of the hot dogging here for the streams today. And so far, it's working their way. I mean, they've got the advantage, they got the numbers. They're trying to recover now up at the top area, the top trap. Now, a bit of a bad bounce, so actually maybe just a fortunate one, in fact, going to unfold. But look at the save there from Oscador. Able to deny that scoring attempt. But then it's Matt in the midline, just going to dribble it off and bounce it around here. Maybe waste some clock, which is definitely to their advantage just as much as anything. You know, don't need to score, but sure they want to. Will they? Is a question. Going for the reverse anchor again, but not going to pay off. So one of those moves, if it goes in, you say, wow. If it doesn't, you say, oop. But over there, it's going to be dropped down to the bottom of the floor, taken by Itachi, going for a clear, trying to attach Itachi to the teammates, maybe for a boost. But with a 1 minute left, scoring enough to maybe get a comeback, probably out of the books, mathematically speaking. And with that said, we will be going to a round 3. Now, I can only hope that we do get the fourth player back for Team Loki. Don't want to see what's been a great game off of finally a behind-the-back conversion. Took a few attempts, but he got what he wanted and got the light up on the goal, 15 points. But hopefully after what's been a very good game, we don't see the third round start the same way where it's just a 3v4, because it's otherwise a competitive match, but it's going to be nearly impossible for the majority of teams to win when they're down a player in Echo. So let's see where this one goes. 20 seconds left, and it will be Goku with a disc over there for Universe 7 taking it over. A stun as well, going for the bold move, but of course, you know, they know they have control here, trying to direct traffic a little bit, perhaps, as they go for kind of a Joker train. Kind of. Sort of, maybe. I guess not so much of a Joker train as it is just a piggyback ride he was giving to his teammate there. But nonetheless, it's 15-2, and that will be a tie-up on the series in the second round. Now, real question is, what happened to the fourth player for Team Loki? And will we be seeing the return? I certainly hope so. All right, so taking a look at the scoreboard there was, again, just a big scoring output coming the way of Goku, or a Dream rather, 15 points, 2 assists. Goku with the 2 points and 2 assists, as well as 2 saves, so a little bit of stats in every category there. Matt with a save and 9 stuns, and then for the side of, or for Double O, it's 2 points, 3 assists, and 32 stuns. And now for Loki was, again, a 3v4 situation, so unfortunately could not really gain any headway the same way they did in the first round. It's 2 points for Buchibo, 2 assists. You had Itachi with 5 points, 1 assist, a couple saves. Oscador with 2 points, an assist and a couple saves. Wander with 2 saves and 32 stuns. So some good stats defensively there. You got the saves and the steals between these teammates, but other than that, seems like we're going into a third round. And no, they do not have their fourth player, regretfully. And once again, between rounds, they also could have taken up to 5 minutes, and it still would not have counted towards a tech timeout by the rules. So certainly within their rights to do so, but seemingly not opting for it. So maybe there's a different factor at play. Either or, though, will be a play from Goku, getting that first score here for Universe. And Hecken pointing out those 15 points from Dream. Yeah, doing some work for sure. But again, with a player down, it will be an uphill battle for sure. Let's see what Team Loki does. I mean, again, they've had a successful season so far. Kind of evened up at that 6 apiece, trying to maybe make it 7 and 6, but right now it is looking really difficult. That said, Wander doing a good job there to regain the disc off of that just punch boost. So really nice efficiency there, trying to utilize every single advantage the best they can, which they need to do. You know, every little thing you can pull out here is going to be important if they want to carry themselves somehow to a successful third round. Up high, though, going to be rebounded by Wander. Gets it through for the goal. Look at that. Had all the defense from Universe 7 kind of ping-ponging outside of the goal, diving every which way, and, well, it just left it exposed enough for Wander to convert before they were really able to turn around and secure that disc. So a nice job from Wander, getting them on the score sheet here in round 3. Now, I will say, it has happened before, okay? There's been occasions, small, but there's been occasions, maybe once, maybe twice, where I've seen a 3v4-1. It is very, very infrequent, and especially this far into a season where, you know, ranks and stuff have played out. So if they can pull something off here, I will be the most impressed I've been in a while. It's not an easy thing. Now, Dream is taking a shot. Making it easy, though, thanks to a 007, I think it was. Stunning out the goalie, it looked like. Trying for a headbutt play, but just unable to really get it going. Now, oops, accidentally refreshed my Twitch chat, so now I lost whatever people were saying there. I saw someone, though, asking why they were playing 3v4. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. Now, at some point in the second round, they dropped their player pretty early on in the second round, and never came back. But that said, didn't initiate a timeout and didn't take their 5 minutes that they're allotted between rounds if they wanted. So, yeah, not opting for a alternate or a sub or otherwise for the side of Team Loki. So it's definitely a factor here, but it seems as if they're just kind of rolling with it. So, so are we. I mean, they're down by 3. Goku with a disc here and a chance to roll up that floor. Just going to dodge around, and Goku. That's the goal. At 7-2, now they're up by 5. So 7 minutes left in this round here. And just gauging the Twitch chat real quick, or actually the Discord chat real quick, because I know there's more streams that are scheduled along soon on this channel and Channel 2. I think I'll be switching off with Dimwee here. Indeed. So this game is about to end in 6 minutes, and it'll be about the same time the next match is scheduled. So I'll be switching off, and over here will be, what is it? I think Wrath and High Voltage playing. Meanwhile, though, Dream with a disc is going to sling it off that corner. Just maybe a self-rebound attempt, perhaps. There's a stun. There's the grab, and Dream trying to go and reign supreme, but no, being saved by Oscador. Another great defensive play. Unfortunately for them, Goku will still get that disc right back. So taken here by Itachi and back to the side wall. Trying to unravel after they collect the disc there. So Dream separating from his team and in a good sense, you know, grab the disc and now find your lanes. That said, cutting it off again, Oscador. Some wondrous defense, thunderous defense. And if they can capitalize on some offense here, they can be still in pretty good position. Let's see. They got the shot. Oh, but just rushing it there, turned around, saw the stack approaching, and then could not convert. That said, they still have a chance with a pass here. Needs to find that second one, but right below the barrier, being stunned out. That was good cutoffs from a 007, just playing defensively up on that barrier player, so they couldn't get the pass. Still yet, Itachi will grab the disc and try to maneuver through that defense, playing super aggressively, and of course, Universe 7 being up a player especially, they're much more in favor of being aggressive. You know, they don't have to worry about being disadvantaged in the bubble necessarily to the same degree. So playing really, really well, honestly, for Team Loki, despite the numbers disadvantage. But they do need to score. They had a chance, and they're going to want to try and do it again. Less than 5 minutes left, 5 points here. All right, so taken back and it's sent through, and oh, that's going to be off Wander's head this time. So almost some defense there being played again, but an unfortunate bounce into the goal. So it's 9-2, 4:38 left, 7-point lead, favoring Universe 7 here on their second stream of their season. And now taken here by Itachi. So that's going to go way into the deep end where it will be intercepted by Black Sun Goku. And Goku the clear into the blue zone. Now, all the meanwhile, Itachi will grab that disc and send it through. And bouncing a few different ways, but look at that. 3 different players all linking together to try and collect that disc, and they're going to be there with a lot of time. The Team Loki, they don't have that same luxury, unfortunately. Only the 3 players. You really can't get too many of those stacks going. If you're split apart for a moment, it makes it all the tougher. See, Hecken saying National should cast in French, but National saying that I would slap him? Probably. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. French is a beautiful language, but unfortunately, not too conducive for these VRML casts quite yet. But 007 will get the disc, and Double sending it up to the shoulder. That's Goku with a disc, is going to try and work it around, showing some jukes of his own, but another save, this time coming from Wander. So whether it's Oscador, whether it's Wander, whether it's Itachi, they're all playing defense in different ways pretty well in this round. I mean, being down a player, you would almost expect what in the world happened there? I'm not sure. But anyways, you would almost expect the score to be a lot larger of a gap than it currently is, because look, they're about to convert. Wander putting on the hurt. 5 points, still down. But, I mean, they're keeping it pretty close on their side of the floor. You know, just predicated off of, again, excellent defense. Hecken saying, today is the day we cancel Pally. Threatened National with violence. Did not. Can't prove that. Sure you can. Oh well, I knew this day would come. Couldn't be Pally Dad forever. It's only a matter of time before my children turned against me. But over here, it'll be taken back back by blue team, by Team Loki, so past the hands of Goku there. Unable to get the clear, though. So that'll bounce to one side, bounce back to the other. You see Double and Matt kind of lurking a little bit outside there, the reach. Itachi trying to find his teammate there, Oscador. Now, honestly, you know, they're trying to play some control here, and I like this. That said, that toss will eventually get back to them. You know, they can't play too slow here for Team Loki, obviously. But, again, we're just a couple of threes away from this being a supremely interesting game. So, if they can control it long enough to just find some easier goals, if possible, they still may be in this. But, of course, not going to make it easy. Dream with a stun and Dream with a clear. Now, that said, taken back here by Black Sun Goku. Another intercept, though, from Oscador. Filling up those lanes the best that they can. Bounce, though, will be taken. And Universe 7, you know, recognizing that they don't want to allow any threes, obviously, and just prioritizing having one person at least rotated near that goal, regardless of where that disc is. And that's probably the best thing that they can do just to guarantee their victory. That said, if they make the shots or even the rebounded shot, it'll be just as good for guaranteeing them the victory. Let's see. Double off the back. And that's a beautiful kiss off the backboard for the 11-4 lead, as we do approach this last minute of play, 50 seconds now.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
All right, so just checking in and making sure the other channels aren't live. So yeah, it looks like that is the case. I'm sure Dimwee is listening and ready to switch off. So after this game concludes, which will be in the next minute here, we will be switching cameramen. Dimwee will be on this channel with at least Nightfire, maybe even some other casters there, I think. Casting High Voltage and Wrath. Correct me if I'm wrong. Meanwhile, I'll be going to channel 2 quite shortly here as Dream tries to get one more in, but no, denied by Wander. And that's at the very least for Team Loki, something that they can hang their hats on. They worked really hard on the defensive end. Even 3v4, they played that very, very well. They had a lot of nice saves, steals, and got some good attempts in, so will be the victory nonetheless, though, for Universe 7, taking it away 11-4. in what did turn into, unfortunately, that 4v3 situation for the latter 17 minutes or so of this round. It was early in round 2 when that dropout occurred, and, well, that was the last we had seen, unfortunately. So as I get these scores for you, well prepared, we won't linger off too long, however, as we will be switching up cameras and switching up streams. So there's your scores, there's your stats. Take a good look at that. Meanwhile, for me, let me just see, just trying to get reorganized a little bit. I will indeed have on channel 2, looks like a Rogue versus Space. Meanwhile, here on channel 1, it'll be Wrath versus High Voltage. So with that said, I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you for joining me, and stay tuned for the next one immediately.